Hello and welcome back to our weekly eShop Switch Games Sales Roundup, where we help you navigate the murky depths of the eShop to find the best bargains, the gems worth picking up. Let us know your pick of the week in the comments, as each week we give away a $10 eShop voucher to one person who shared their pick. Later on we will announce last week's winner, but for now let's jump in and take a look at these deals. Kicking things off with my pick this week, and I've gone for Stick It to the Man by Zoink Games. In this quirky oddball tale, you play as Ray, a hard hat tester who ironically gets whacked hard on the head, dreams of having mind-bending abilities, and wakes up to find it's real. This is a wonderful trip into the mind through the medium of a point-and-click adventure combined with a bit of platforming. I love the papercraft backdrop and characters, as well as the over-the-top voice acting brimming with humour. Last week we covered Flipping Death, and if you like that, you will love this. With 80% off, what a bargain. Juan, Jordan, what are your picks this week?
What's up guys, Jordan here with my pick of the week. This time I'm gonna go for a beautiful RPG in the form of Child of Light from Ubisoft. This is critically acclaimed for all sorts of reasons, and it's now an unmissable 70% off, the cheapest it's ever been on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, it's a Ubisoft game, which means it's on sale regularly, but I doubt it will get more money off than this for quite a while. It's now just £4.80 in the UK and €5.99 in euros. Sadly, there's no sale in the US as of yet, but that's often the case with Ubisoft. One week they'll have a sale in Europe and then America will follow afterwards. But if you don't want to risk it, it's definitely worth setting up a UK account to nab this at such a great price. It's very rare you'll get this much quality for this price. Alright, anyone picking this one up? Hopefully America will get the sale next week. Anyways, that's me, Jordan, signing out.
Thank you very much, James. My choice this week is Flame in the Flood with an incredible 70% off. All regions. In the US it's $7.79 and $4.49 in the UK and EU respectively. Here we have a wilderness survival game. You control a girl and her dog down a procedurally generated river. Of course, evading dangerous wildlife is key, along with finding resources to survive and also remedying afflictions. We love the visuals here and the cool soundtrack, and with 70% off now, this is definitely the time to try it out. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
And there you have our picks of the week. Great picks there, guys. Up next, Spyro REIGNITED Trilogy is my favourite game to play with my niece and with my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend remember the original games and enjoy the new lick of paint that doesn't detract from the original gameplay. And my niece is experiencing these classics for the first time and loves them. These games have aged well and the cost is reasonable with 50% off. The remaster really is incredible. The graphics do look so improved versus the original polygon shaped Spyro. Definitely worth checking out. Velocity 2X is a fast-paced shoot 'em up that is all about being in the zone. You need fast reactions and twitch reflexes to succeed here. Everything about this game is driven towards speed. The campaign has no fluffy filler, and speedrunners will love trying to beat the score arcade style. A wonderful game at a brilliant price. If you want a flight simulator, then Bomber Crew has you covered. This is a great little flight simulator which is going to put your multitasking skills to the absolute test. You can customise your plane and manage everything from hydraulics, fuel and ammo, but to name a few. Once in the skies, danger is everywhere, and it's up to you to make sure your crew is prepared so that they can survive and excel in each mission. Definitely a good bargain now that it's on sale. Black Paradox is a side-scrolling shooter with an 80s sci-fi vibe going on. There are just 7 levels and dying just the once is a game over. It's a tricky game, challenging and addictive. It's good on a TV and probably even better in handheld mode. Plus, there's a decent co-op experience, a great pick up and play title. There is something freeing about a game where there is no shooting, no enemies to kill and no leveling up or lives to worry about. Ascendance peels these classic gaming tropes away and leaves us with one simple objective: find the next orb. When you find it, you move on to the next level and try to find the next one. The game's setting is bright, lo-fi polygon, which I personally quite like, and it's nice to explore. This is the kind of game you can play to unwind. There's no deep thinking or extremely hard areas to contend with, and it's worth giving it a go at less than £1, euro or dollar. Assassin's Creed 3 on the Nintendo Switch is the remastered edition, a game that I thoroughly enjoyed when I reviewed it, and you could check that out by clicking up at the top right hand side. It's not everyone's favourite, this is the first where Ezio's not involved, but personally I think it introduces a lot of great mechanics, the DLC's decent, and all in all it's an enjoyable experience. Guacamelee is a game that needs no introduction. It's a magical and creative title that fully embraces the lucha libre wrestling and mystical folklore of Mexico, mashes it together with some humour, and a fantastic game wraps it all together. The Super Turbo Championship Edition on the Switch bring lots of little enhancements as well as new areas to be explored. Tachyon Project is a surprisingly good arcade twin-stick shooter. I think it's got plenty to offer for fans of the genre with its health time gimmick, where your health bar is linked to time, getting hit makes you lose time and killing enemies gets you a little bit more health. There's also a somewhat interesting story, lots of customization, mission types and enemy variety. It's got a lot going for it, including the cheap price, and that's before the sale. In a post-apocalyptic future controlled by a sinister corporation, the ninja mercenary Zaku is the last hope for humanity. Inspired by the demanding gameplay of 8-bit action platformers, Oniken Unstoppable Edition pits your agility and swordplay against a gauntlet of enemies, traps and challenging bosses. There's a single life hardcore mode for those looking for an extreme challenge as well, and this one has that retro vibe taking you right back to your childhood. And speaking about the old days, Skelly Selest takes you right back there too with its arena style action. You face hordes of enemies and alternate up close and personal attacks with ranged weapons as well, combining beat 'em up and shooter mechanics. There are lots of items and even a few different modes, and whilst not perfect, it's a bargain that it's now on sale. Dead Cells is a masterpiece Metroidvania that keeps you coming back for more. It's one of the best games on the Switch with its roguelike, silky gameplay. There are vast numbers of weapons and upgrades to discover, as well as secrets to be found. The controls are excellent and everything about this game brings you back for one more run. It only has 30% off, but this game is so good it's worth it at full price. I strongly recommend it to, well, anyone. Trine 2 is a wonderful puzzle platformer with RPG elements thrown in. You control 3 characters, a wizard, warrior and a thief. Together they make the Trine, and it's in using all 3 characters' skills that you will achieve your objective. The game looks gorgeous on the Switch and the controls do work really well here. This is an interesting and fun game alone, but if you get friends together in co-op, this is an exceptional experience. Back in the early 90s, I loved the original Worms from Team 17. The mischievous mayhem that sets your troops against your opponents in turn-based, randomised terrain battles led to some great carnage. Over the years, the series has had some further hits, but also some misses, but to my delight, Worms W.M.D takes the series right back to its core. Silly and awesome weapons, 2D maps, and devilish voiceovers. The campaign is decent, but playing this with friends is where the true joy lies. When Slain was originally released on other platforms, it had poor controls and some issues that let the game down. When it got ported to the Switch, a lot of these issues were fixed, and what we were left with is a Castlevania-inspired, heavy metal hack-and-slash decent title. If you love a brutal challenge and don't mind dying repeatedly, then this will be the game for you. If you don't find that fun, then stay well clear of it. There are no difficulty settings here, it is what it is, so you either live with it or you don't. Based on true stories and historical events, 1979 Revolution Black Friday is an interactive drama about choice and consequence, chaos and order. The year is 1978, the place is Tehran, Iran. You play as a photojournalist who returns home to find his people protesting the ruling king, the Shah. Armed with your camera, you're soon pulled into a dangerous world of revolution and civil unrest. The visuals are not great, the interaction is minimal, and it's a short game. But story-wise, it's fascinating, and for the price of a cup of coffee, it's worth it. Rayman Legends on the Nintendo Switch is a great blast. This is one of the best platformers in recent years, and the definitive version on the Switch brings a few additions to the already large game. You can enjoy this one by yourself, where you can take advantage of playing on the move, or with a friend as you take on the colourful worlds. Death Squared is a kart puzzle game that involves working closely together. There are 80 levels in the campaign for you and a friend to enjoy, plus an additional 40 4-player party levels to experience as well, making this a solid pick if you're in the market for a game that gets your brain working and leads to some funny moments. South Park: The Fractured But Whole is a fantastic follow-up to The Stick of Truth. It's a must-buy for any South Park aficionado and still a blast for everyone else. Ubisoft took the development in-house this time, and it didn't disappoint. It's well written, with a giggle every few moments. The game isn't perfect, with a few small bugs, and the sense that the difficulty isn't there to support the game's mechanics, but overall, this is just a blast, a good, fun JRPG. Valiant Hearts is a heartbreaking yet engrossing story about war set in World War I. This is a puzzle adventure from Ubisoft that touches the heart as well as being an enjoyable game. This is the story of broken love and surviving the horrors of the trenches. Sacrifice, friendship and tragedy are the themes in this tearjerker. Next up is the fantastic Double Cross. This one is an action-adventure platformer that feels like Mega Man with a little Sonic thrown in. It takes place at Rift headquarters, an interdimensional police force, think Men in Black. The story is one big whodunit full of bonkers aliens from different galaxies, including my favourite, a bodybuilder, Brussels sprout dude. Yes, it's the muscles from Brussels. You play as Zara Sinclair, and controlling her is nice and tight. She jumps around and using a nifty proton slinger, and I love that this game is set across 3 worlds. Each feels unique and looks and sounds different. And there you have it, a bunch of bargains worth picking up. Let us know your pick this week down below, and next Sunday we'll give away a $10 eShop voucher. Speaking of which, last week's winner is Ross Robbins. Congratulations, Ross. Please email us and we will get you that voucher. That's it from me today, but if you enjoyed this, please tune back in next Sunday for more bargains. Jordan's fabulous physical release roundup will be out tomorrow, and I cannot wait for that. Plus, did you see Juan's review of Kunai? A really cool new Metroidvania that. If you enjoy our content, well, thank you for watching, and please do consider subscribing. We'll see you again soon. Take care.